there, I'm Dr. Eileen Kennedy Moore, also known as Dr. Friendtastic. I'm an author and clinical psychologist based in Princeton, New Jersey. If you have a question about making and keeping friends that you'd like me to answer, go to drfriendtastic.com. That's drfriendtastic.com and click on the podcast tab to see how to submit your question. Here's today's question.
Hi, my name is Nev and I'm 11 years old. My question is, my mom told me that no friend group has more power than you, and I really need to understand what that means.
Hi, Nev. Thanks for sending in your question. I think you have a very wise mom. I also think you're smart to be listening to and trying to understand your mom's advice. Now, the easiest way to figure out what your mom means is to ask her. But let's see if we can figure out together what she wants you to understand. Your mom talked about the power of a friendship group. How do you think a friend group has power? Usually friends don't wrestle you to the ground and make you do things, but they can influence you. Sometimes that influence is indirect, meaning they don't say anything to try to convince you, but you just kind of pick up what they think. If everybody in the friend group likes a particular TV show or a certain sweatshirt brand, and you like those friends, well, you might be influenced to like or at least try the things they like. Or if they all dislike something, it might start to seem less good to you, too. The friend group didn't say, "You must think this way." But if you're hanging out with friends who all have a certain opinion, their opinion can rub off on you. Sometimes friend groups can influence you more directly. They might laugh or tease you about something. To avoid getting teased, you might be tempted to go along with what they want, even if it's not what you want. Or you might feel you have to hide your opinion. Friends can also influence you by asking directly or even begging, "Please, please, 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 could you do that? It would be so great if you would." You might give in and do what they want just because you care about them, or maybe because you want them to stop begging. That might be okay sometimes, but if it happens a lot or leads you to do things that feel wrong to you, that's a problem. In less healthy friendship groups, kids might try to influence you by getting mad at you or even threatening to exclude you if you don't go along with what they want. Or you might feel insecure about the friendships and worry that they won't like you anymore if you don't do what they want. Okay, so there are lots of ways friendship groups might directly or indirectly influence you. But your mom also talked about your power. What do you think she means by that? I think she's talking about your power to make choices that fit your values. You have the power to say, "No thanks," or "I don't want to do this, but I'd be happy to do that," or "Here's what I want to do." When your mom said no friend group has more power than you, I think she's encouraging you to be true to yourself. This is good for you, and it's also important for building strong and caring friendships. If you're hiding how you feel or letting yourself be pushed in a direction that doesn't feel right for you, just because you want to be accepted by certain friends, you're probably going to end up resenting those friends. You're not being fair to yourself because you're telling yourself that their opinion matters more than yours. You're also not being fair to those friends. How are they supposed to know how you feel if you don't tell them? You owe it to yourself and to your friends to share what you think and feel about topics that matter to you. In a kind way, of course. There's one more idea related to your mom's advice that's important to consider. You have the power to choose to hang out with friend groups that make you feel accepted and uplifted just as you are. Making wise choices about who you spend time with and who you consider a friend is an important part of your personal power. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Kids Ask Dr. Friendtastic. You can learn even more about friendship through my funny and practical books for kids, Growing Friendships, A Kid's Guide to Making and Keeping Friends, and Growing Feelings, A Kid's Guide to Dealing with Emotions about friends and other kids. They're available through your library or wherever you buy books.